who's to blame for the raza in Los Angeles acting the way they do today? That's really not a norteño style. That's just a Northern California style. Everybody acts like that. Blacks, whites, Mexicans, so it's Northern California style, right? So you can't really single it out and say, oh, the Sureños are copying the norteños. No. Certain sections in Los Angeles, they've been using the N-word for a long time. Hey, man, you already know what the business is, man. John Diesel, man, the hit man, huh? Let's go straight to it. Anyhow, man, look, I thought this would be a good topic, right? And I named it like that. Now, I don't know disrespect towards anybody. I just named it like that because to get people's attention. You know, it's like clickbait, but it really ain't, because that's really what I'm talking about, right? Who's to blame for the raza in Los Angeles acting the way they do today? Who's to blame for that, right? Because everybody was, oh, they're copying the norteños, they're copying. That's really not a norteño style. That's just a Northern California style. Everybody acts like that. Blacks, whites, Mexicans, so it's Northern California style, right? So you can't really single it out and say, oh, the Sureños are copying the norteños. No. However, the norteños have been acting this way and been doing the stuff that LA's been doing down there for a long time, for decades. And you know, Los Angeles podcasters, Southern California podcasters, they don't like to talk about this topic. I never hear them talk about this, right? And at first, it took Los Angeles a minute to accept the fact that this generation was getting down the way they are, right? It took them a minute to accept the fact that this is what it is, man. Straight up. And it's crazy because I seen these three homies, man, Southsiders, man, in East LA with braids on in East LA. Are you serious? This is big. For me, it is. Because, like I said, look, I grew up doing time with nothing but Sureños, man. You know what I'm saying? The bald head ones, man. You know what I'm saying? Them killers, man, from that 213, man, from that 818, man. You know what I'm saying? From that 619, man, from that 805, man. I grew up with them motherfuckers, man, them bald head dudes, right? Them dudes ain't no joke, man, you know what I'm saying? And now, and because I know the Southside politics and I know how they think, because I've ran with them, I've been in the Ranfla with them, I've dealt with them like this. And they love me, boy, I'm telling you. They love me, man. You know, a little homie from Drifters will tell you, he paroled from Pelican Bay, and his celly was his OG homeboy from his hood. That was my celly in Salinas Valley. You know what I'm saying? So they know, you know what I'm saying? John Diesel, man, he been fucking with it, right? On some street shit, right? So, who's to blame though, right? It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Certain sections in Los Angeles, they've been using the N-word for a long time. It's just that now it's being advertised and it's being broadcasted because we got these goddamn phones and everybody's talking about it and shit like that, right? Because I found a clip of some 2000 shit, Fifth and Hill, which is a known Paisano gang. And there was a kid, literally a kid, about 10 years old, using the N-word. I posted the clip before, right? And that was a long time ago, right? And I ran into vatos from South Central, from some of these hoods where there's a lot of black neighborhoods as well. I ran into them in prison and in YA, right? And they tend to have a more urban, they tend to use the N-word, you know, a little more, right? Not as much. They shut that shit down as soon as they get to the pen. Because the raza ain't having that. what I'm saying? Not about to be walking around using the N-word. I don't know what it is today on that hype. But I think it has changed, and I think it's been said that they've been using the N-word. All cars have been using the N-word on the tier. I don't know about a level 4, man. I don't know about no level 4 using the N-word. I don't know, man. But things have changed, man. Things have changed in prison. Matter of fact, we're going to do a video on that one. We're going to find out what's going on up there, man. Because I get a lot of calls from prison, right? And I don't really want to ask, hey, are they using the N-word, man? I think, who gives a fuck, man, right? It's probably what is he going to say. Why are you tripping on it? That shit. Nah, but anyhow, so who's to blame, right? Listen, man, and I'm kicking all facts, man. This is the Diesel talking, right? From the outside looking in. I'm not from LA, but I be in LA and I've been in LA my whole life, back and forth, right? So let me see. If it was up to me, from what I witnessed when Los Angeles, California, start making this transition from being full-blown cholos to this new style that they're, using down there, it is going to be fully intact here shortly. It's just a matter of a couple of years. They've almost got it down, right? They've almost got it down because some of these dudes, you can't even tell they're from LA. When they first start getting down, I remember I'd be like, yeah, the sauce is clean, but I know he's not from the Bay Area. He's from LA. This is not LA. The LA don't get down like this. They don't act like this. That's what I used to say, and in the beginning stages, because it's new to me, right? It really is. It's new to me. It's new to a lot of people, right? I mean, not new no more, but at them times, a few years ago, anybody that's been to prison, that's done time around Southsiders, would say, man, they ain't going for that in prison, right? But anyhow, that's another story for another day, right? So, and the crazy part about it is that the raza from Southern California, they used to clown on the raza from up north. They used to really clown, like even in the rap game, right? Even in the rap game and in jail, on the streets, in prison, that because, they fucking act like mayates. That was it. There's no other way to put it, right? And now Southern California is acting like I don't want to say mayates, but pretty much that's how y'all put it, right? And I fuck with LA, boy. I swear to God, man. I fuck with LA, man. Boy, I'm telling you look, real quick, just to get off track. The first dude that ever approached me, that ever approached me was Antonio Salazar, man, from Florencia 13. He's the first dude that ever in history approached me when we was in ROP with all them Verdugo cats. And he was a Southsider from Los Angeles, right? He was the first dude to ever approach me, and then we ended up being super tight, right? And like I said before, Crazy Boy from Florencia and YA, Pee-wee from La Mirada, you know what I'm saying? And Snoopy from Southside Pass. I've been tight with LA County, right? You know what I'm saying? So y'all can't, you going in on LA. Nah, man, we speaking here, man. We speaking facts here, man. So don't get mad at me, man. God damn it. So look. So yeah, Southern California used to get on Northern California and we're gonna do a video on that on Southern California raza really going in on the Northerners, on the Northern raza because of their style. And now they got the same style, right? So anyhow, again, back to the question, who's to blame for all this, right? Well, me and like a bunch of other people from up north, upstate, however you want to call it, will tell you that the first two gentlemen, the first two rappers that I ever seen with a modern day, urban, this era type of swag was Swifty Blue and Drummer Boy. Them the first two artists that I ever seen to come with this new non-cholo style, right? And a lot of people feel like that because wasn't nobody really tuning in to Southern California music, right? A lot of Northern Hispanics have tuned into King Lil G, a few to Capone and stuff like that. But the vast majority don't listen to Cholo rap. They don't listen to Southern California rappers. They don't. Let's just keep it real. Now, in this era, we do. This age, we do. Drummer Boy has a lot of fans from the North. So does Swifty. Lefty, everybody. As much as y'all hate it, there's a lot of people that follow Southern California rappers, right? Shit, they down there get more love than the upstate rappers. I don't know too many upstate rappers, Southsiders that's popping, that's blowing up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on, right? Shit. But moving on. Right. So Swifty Blue and Drummer Boy were the first two dudes that I ever seen on social media, right? To really, get down, you know what I'm saying? With a whole new image, a whole new persona, a whole new, I never seen Raza act like that. Not only, I'm not saying acted, but I never seen Raza conduct themselves like that. Even with the lightweight sag. Nah, never catch a Southsider sagging, boy. Fuck wrong with you? Huh? Never catch a Southsider using the N-word, boy. What the fuck wrong with you, man? You know what I'm saying? And you motherfuckers can't tell me nothing, boy. I was in the Ranfla, and LA was my Ranfla, right? That's why everybody, you was a puppet, little Southsider puppet. Nah, nigga. Ain't nobody a puppet to nothing, man. We was just part of the Ranfla, man. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why the Southsiders had my back because they seen I kept getting down with the Northerners. Nigga, I'm up there bolo, nigga, by myself. Nigga, catching phase with the Northerners, right? They was like, man, we got to get this dude, man. This dude, where you from, homie? You know what I'm saying? That was up there in ROP, right? But story for another day, right? So I know the LA get down, man. And I fuck with LA too, man. That's the only city you always hear about them dumping at the police consistently. There's always officer-involved shootings in LA, man. God. I got to hand it to LA, though, and everybody else got to hand it to them, too, when it comes to them type of activities. Well, they love the gangbang down there, and it's been like that since the 90s, boy. If y'all ever have time, look at the murder rate in Los Angeles, California in the 90s. Go year by year. And it's going to show you the numbers that they had down in LA, boy. You know what I'm saying? And today, go look at officer-involved shootings in LA. Go look at suspects dumping at the police in LA. Let me rephrase that. Go look at YouTube and you're gonna see suspects from Los Angeles dumping at 5-0. Dumping at 5-0, straight up. That's crazy, bro. They don't, hey, it be them youngsters. That shit's all on camera. You ain't getting away from that. You know what I'm saying? All on camera. All on camera. And then one of the dudes in the car probably was recording it. And when they got back to the hood, they were showing everybody in the hood, right? And then the detective gonna be seeing it too pretty soon, because it's only a matter of time. Because, man. Anyhow, we're gonna do a video on that next about the difference between 90s style and today's style. But hold on, back to the shit. Who's to blame? Yeah, man. Myself and a lot of people from Northern California, they will tell you that the first person that they witnessed down there would be Swifty Blue. And I want to say Drummer Boy, man. Them the two dudes that I want to say were the first ones to really promote, advertise, and support this new way of talking, this new way of dressing, this new way of rapping, this new way of getting down, right? Even some was using the N-word, some don't. See, there's a thin line in LA because some rappers use the N-word, some not to. And when you have them type of details, them type of issues where some rappers don't use the N-word and some do, and it's an issue, kind of lightweight, that's not a good thing for hip hop, man. And that's one of the reasons that's kind of, even though LA is popping and they're popping more than Northern California, I said it before, right? But they're still being hindered because of that. Because of the old school shit is hurting today's generation, straight up. Because the blacks and the Mexicans in LA, it was crucial. Some people are still hurt because of that. And we know it, so it's been difficult. It's been so hard. And Los Angeles is barely breaking through when everybody is starting to accept the fact that the raza from Los Angeles uses the N-word. The raza from Los Angeles dresses like this. The raza from Los Angeles raps like this, right? They're almost done with transition. And I always like to use that word. Los Angeles is in transition because they've been in transition for a few years. They're not full blown. The raza from LA, they're not full blown transitions yet because they still got a lot to go. They got ways to go, right? To get it down, to the T, where they're born with the swag, born with that new style. It's gonna take a few more years, right? Because certain motherfuckers we can still identify that, and that's because the South Side, they throw a little twist in this shit, right? Southsiders do a little thing different, and then by what they're rapping about, pretty much what's going on, right? But and now there's a lot of rappers that use the N-word. There's a lot of rappers that, like I said before, I seen some dudes in East LA with braids, man. East LA, boy. Psst, man, that's wild, man. Boy, I was telling with Moreno from East LA 13, Tiny Dukes, boy, we was tight because we got a clique called Tiny Dukes, right? We got a clique called Tiny Dukes, and he was from the Tiny Dukes clique on East LA 13, right? Moreno. He was my celly, boy. We was on lockdown, man. In the hole, man. You know what I'm saying? We was in the hole together, man. Programming, boy. Roll that thing up, goddammit. Anyhow, man, back to the shit. So, for many years, when other people, other raza, other countries, even other countries and other states, when they looked at the raza in LA, and it's been advertised in the movies, whenever they have Hispanic characters in movies, they're gang members, right? LA is gang capital, right? So, everybody always looks at LA like, oh, they're gang bangers down there. They're from a gang down there, right? They've never been identified or known for any type of playerism or pimping and stuff, or even getting money. I'm not saying they don't pimp, because they do pimp. They do get money. They do everything else everybody else does. But that wasn't what they were advertising in the 90s. I'm saying it was gang banging, right? And up north, the only ones that were gang banging was the raza. The blacks weren't gang banging. They was all selling dope. Every last spot in Oakland was all dope spots. And when I was growing up in Oakland, every single spot was a dope spot. It wasn't just the gang bang, because they weren't gang banging. They weren't gang. Well, the only ones that was gang banging was us, the raza, us versus the Northerners. That's what it was, right? So, but I'm getting off track. Back to the shit, man. Yeah, I want to say Strictly Blue and Drummer Boy are like the first ones that I caught wind to, and I'm saying a lot of people from up north will tell you the same thing. They'll tell you this, and they won't comment about it because they won't. Some people just don't comment, but they know because they've told me. A lot of my partners have told me, right? I remember when they said, "Man, you seen how they getting down in L.A.?" It was a conversation. We was having conversations about this. This was a trending topic for us up north. Hey, you see how they acted in L.A.? Hey, you see how the homies getting down there? It was, and go check this video out, right? And and now everybody knows that Los Angeles is getting down like this, right? So when I remember being asked those questions, hey, you see how they getting down in LA? This is when I tuned into LA from a music standpoint, because I never really bumped LA rappers. I did bump Kid Frost, Cypress Hill. Let me see. I'm talking about back then. Yeah, that's about it, man. I didn't really bump too many. The Cholo rap, the the Brown Sides and the Capones and King Lil Robs, King Lil G's and Lil Robs, I didn't bump none of that music. I'm just gonna keep it real. I didn't bump none of that music. I thought it was too cholo. I thought it was at that time it was to us it was outdated. To LA it was that was their culture. That they loved it. That's what they embraced. There's a lot of raza down there. That was cool to them, right? But to the raza in the Bay, we already have moved on. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't listening to the music like that, and I'm sure a lot of people from my era wasn't listening to that music either, right? And like I said, I'm not saying this in a disrespectful fashion. We're just keeping it real, right? So now if you look at my playlist is full of nothing but LA rappers. Drummer Boy. I even got Bozo on there, boy. Motherfucking Swifty, Lefty. West My Scheme. Chito from Sac, right? Peso. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of rappers from LA that I bump now, man. You know what I'm saying? They're all on my playlist, man, because it's a new flow. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, back to the shit. Swifty Blue. When I first seen Swifty Blue, I thought he was from the Bay. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Drummer Boy was like San Ho or something. I thought he was from like San Ho or something, man, straight up. When I seen these, I'm like, who is this dude, man? I thought he was from like San Jose or some shit, man. I thought Swifty was from the Bay somewhere. Right? I knew he wasn't from Oakland, right? Because, we just have a different twist, man. You know what I'm saying? You can tell when it's a motherfucker from Oakland. We just got a whole different game plan. Straight up, that's just what it is, man. Straight the fuck up. Anyhow, man, look. Swifty Blue, and then people start talking about him in Oakland, like, yeah, that motherfucker, yeah, he raw, he rap cool, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers start really kind of fucking with him. He did, actually, Swifty did some promotion for a restaurant in Oakland, you know what I'm saying? But like I said before, that not signing to a black label kind of hindered his career as well. But that's a story for another day, right? So yeah, Swifty Blue, if you go back to his first videos, he's always had, a little bit of sauce to his shit, right? And the same thing with Drummer Boy. Drummer Boy, cholo lightweight, but more of a playeristic type of style, right? Still talking to thug shit, still talking to street shit, right? But you can tell that he's moved on from the full-blown cholo stuff. And this is the best way I can put it, right? And them were the first two, and that's been about, what, almost 8-9 years ago, something like that? 10 years ago now? Now everybody in LA is getting down like this, right? I don't like saying they're acting black because we ain't acting black. We're just acting hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, a lot of blacks from LA, they're not liking that. They're not liking that. They don't like the fact that the raza uses the N-word. And that's because of the shit that went down in LA. People are still hurt because of that, right? I was a part of that. You know what I'm saying? When I was locked up, I had to get in. Shit, I'm rolling with them. All my peoples are. The Paisas too, you know what I'm saying? Shit. That's just what the fuck it was in prison, right? But we on the street now, right? So, but back to the shit. Yeah, them two. And I want to say that they've always kept it respectful towards other cultures, man. I don't remember seeing anything from Drummer Boy. And up until that statement about not signing to a black label, I thought that Swifty Blue was moving along pretty good, man. And it's taken Drummer Boy some time to get to where he's at, right? I went to one of his performances. I took pictures with Drummer Boy. I fuck with Drummer Boy's shit. It's I'm already out of this one, man. You know that High Forever shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with that one. Toss that in the thing. So Drummer Boy's a cool dude, right? He's not out there proclaiming to be this #1 hitter, man. Like, he's not acting like he wants to go back to jail, you know what I'm saying? Nah, man. And I ain't talked to Swifty. I'm gonna give him a call though, man. Shout out to Swifty Blue, man. Wherever the fuck you been. I ain't tapped in. I called you, but you didn't pick up the phone. You sent me a message. You said tap in, but I didn't get to you. But I did. I called you and you didn't answer. We'll get together, man. Don't trip, man. But anyhow, man, if you guys seen anything different, if y'all might have experienced something different, but me, from a street standpoint, from the outside catching wind from what's going on in other states, because I'm out there, right? If them two names got to me, it's because their names was ringing. Not that I'm somebody big and shit just has to go through me. Nah, I'm just saying, if I heard about you when I'm all the way fucking Oakland, you know what I'm saying, or way the fucking New York somewhere, and I heard about you and your shit is popping, that means your shit is popping. And them two were the first dudes that really, you know, changed the dynamics in LA rap. But nobody will give them credit and nobody will accept that. You know, but you're hearing it from somebody that can speak on it because I'm not from LA, but I'm speaking on it from the outside looking in. What is the viewer thinking? What is the outside thinking? How is the outside looking at all this? Well, this is how the outside is looking at it, man. Because if I look at it this way, there's thousands and hundreds, thousands of motherfuckers in the Bay Area and up north that think the same way as I do, right? And with that being said, you already know what the fuck it is, man. Shout out to LA, shout out to Oakland, Bakersfield, Fresno. I fuck with Fresno, boy, the no, man. Sacktown in the house, you know what I'm saying? Modesto, Salinas, Visalia, you know what I'm saying? Porterville, you know what I'm saying? Well, we got Stockton, Yuba City, Hayward, Richmond, you know what I'm saying? East Palo Alto, Vallejo. Am I leaving anything out? Bakersfield? Am I leaving anything out? Watsonville? We're going to throw Watsonville up in that motherfucker, man. Who else, man? Who else we got? Berkeley? Emeryville? Even Emeryville going to get a piece of that, man. Emeryville. El Monte, you know what I'm saying? Let me touch a couple of LA cities, man. El Monte, Sylmar, you know what I'm saying? Long Beach, man, you know what I'm talking about? Azusa, Artesia, West Covina, Baldwin Park, you know what I'm saying? What else we got? Pasadena, man, you know what I'm talking about? Altadena, you know what I'm saying? What else we got? Santa Clarita, Valencia, Palmdale, Lancaster. That's all LA County, man. You know what I'm saying? If I left your city out, man, look, man, we're just doing content, man. You know what the fuck it is, man. John Diesel, man, I'm gone.